And welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys can join us. Hey, we're starting right at 9 o'clock today. We're going straight into it, pandas. We're going to go straight into the pre-market analysis. No games here. We're just straight up getting those two-legged pullbacks. Pandas. On stream, I had a little oopsies. I definitely got a little eager here at the market open, seeing this super strong spike, and that bit me in the butt. I should have waited for the L4 or H4 setup, and also should have waited for the two-legged pullback back to the 20 MA. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go over some trades yesterday, see which ones are good, and then we're going to do that right now, right here. So pandas, if you guys remember on the stream, I skunked this trade here, and I'm glad I did because this thing reversed, and I wanted a little bit more from this trap here, and I could have gotten 2 points from there, but I held off and I wanted a bigger swing. But because of that, I ended up having to skunk my trade. So that's what happened. And also the trading range started to form here, and I think pretty much about when you have this second entry high here, or the second entry low, sorry, second entry short, you're thinking maybe this will be good, but of course, hindsight bias, when you see a signal bar like this, you're not really interested in going short right there. And so actually does reverse and gives you a nice push down, and we do get a doji bar here, and I would skip that trade as well, because even though you're at the bottom trading range, you want a higher high setup or higher low setup, and because of that, you actually do not have an opportunity here. You cannot actually trade this. And when we see it come back, I remember yesterday while I was in this trade, the reason why I skunked this is because I was afraid that this pivot high would act as a double top. When you had this many failures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 failures like in a row, it's kind of like maybe like your sign, maybe you should go out. And notice when it tries to come up, attempt to touch it again, it does a micro double top and fails to reach the high. And this is a two-legged pullback here, but I'm just, you know, that'll be hard for me to take just because it's above the 20 MA. Like, it actually breaks above the 20 MA. It's a little difficult for me to take that short here. When all you see is this, I mean, you're thinking maybe it'll at least come to test the top of the trading range. So most likely we'll skip that, plus, you know, signal bar is not even that good. We're going down. We do have a trap here. We have a two-legged pullback come up here and a trap. A, B, C, trap outside bar reversal. And this trap was good. I think this trap was probably one of the best trades that you could, one of the better trades so far. But the only problem is that at this point, you're so low and you're almost touching the bottom of the trading range. It's difficult to maybe have taken that trade. But, you know, hindsight bias always 20/20. And so, it's a trap in general coming off the top of the trading range, which is what I like. Below the 20 MA, and but it will be an outside bar reversal plus also bottom trading range. So you do have some risk there, but that's a decent trade. But I'm actually not going to trade that because I during live I probably would. I mean, obviously I didn't trade that one, so let's skip it. You actually have a H4 here that fails. It comes back down and keeps going down. No setups right now. I mean, you're looking just to go short here. You can maybe take this two-legged pullback short, but terrible signal bar. So terrible. So hard to find. Hard to trade that. Hard to trade that. Even though it's a nice two-legged pullback, but difficult to trade. Good morning, guys. I'm just going over yesterday's trades, seeing if there's any good setups here. Just doing a review here of the 2K chart. Phil W, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning. Good morning, guys. By the way, today I may end a little early. It's because around here the stores open around 11 o'clock, and I was looking at some of the stock. And there are some liquor stores that actually have Blanton's in stock, and that is super rare to have Blanton's in stock here. So Typically you have to wait in line to get blends. So I'm gonna go a little bit early, wait in line, but hopefully I won't have to end the stream too early. All right, so what we have here, this is an interesting trade here. I may have considered this if I saw this, but notice here that we do have a trading range, right? Trading range forms here. We have a lower high here, not a bad setup to go short. Pretty good signal bar as well. But this long here might be something interesting because what you have here is actually a failed trap. So this trap only goes about one tick and then reverses. And because of that reversal at the bottom of the trading range, that might not be a bad trade to take. Obviously I didn't take it, so hard to tell during live trading. I was actually very interested in this short here because it is a L4 setup. And so we have 4 pushes up, as you can see with the magenta 4. And typically I like to trade that reversal, and it was actually at yesterday's high, but I actually skipped this trade because the signal bar was very bad. But the trade I did take yesterday was actually the lower high after the L4 setup with a good signal bar. So I actually took this trade and I took it for a 2-point scalp. And so this was my only trade after the stream basically. And after that, it was hard for me to find any more opportunities. But, you know, here, if I saw this trade right here, you know, at the time, the trading range indicator would probably been right here. And so taking this long here, you know, would be too risky for me. You know, it would look like this, a second entry long, higher low setup. And yeah, this red line here would be down here at this point, and it would just been too close to yesterday's high, too much resistance. You know, already a couple hits here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits all in one spot. You do have the double bottom here coming off top of this trading range. If I extended this trading range, you can see that this acted as support now, and so you could have maybe taken your chances to go long there, but for me, that the probability was a little too low for me, especially how we had so many failed breakouts. But I, you know, didn't really take a trade after that. This trap, ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky. You actually, this trap actually does fail, but you do have a 2-legged pullback back here, and you know, the rest of the day to me is just pretty much chop until close. So basically took this L4 setup with the lower high, good signal bar, and I was able to scalp out 2 points there, and basically that was my trade after stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Glad that you guys are here. I was just doing a chart review of yesterday's trades, and basically not that many setups. I mean, this probably is another good one, but I didn't take this one. Actually, I was looking at this one on the 2-legged pullback community. I thought it was going to trap actually right here because I saw, you know, break of trend, lower high, but this actually ended up being a very nice 2-legged pullback off the 20 MA lower high setup. And I actually had someone in the community actually be able to take this trade, and so I was happy for them. So pre-market analysis, where are we right now? Good morning, guys. Good morning. You guys are rolling in. You guys can rewind a little bit if you guys want to see my pre-market or my review from yesterday's chart. Gonna go over pre-market analysis now. Let's see what's going on, pandas. We're bouncing off the 240 SMA pretty nicely right now. We're above it on the 20, on the 2000 tick chart. We have this trading range here, failed breakout, failed breakdown, just wicks, failed breakout, coming back in, lower high setup. Good for a scalp here. Would not really take this trade here. Even though it's off the 240 SMA, you know, it's decent signal bar, but that's kind of risky for me to take this trade. You're kind of in the middle of a trading range, so a little hard for me to take that trade. Don't forget to fill out that poll, guys. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you give me some good morning, good evenings. Let me know where you guys are from so we can get a sense of the globalness of this community. The two-legged pullback community is a niche, definitely. It's definitely a niche, but I think people will be catching on soon. People will definitely be catching on soon. This is a 10K chart yesterday. Basically, I'm not sure how many setups there are yesterday, but you had a trading range even on the 10K chart, and we're still in this trading range on the 10K chart. But notice how we're above the 20 MA and staying above it pretty well. Every breakdown has been 1 bar and reversing, 1 bar reversing. We did make an all-time high this morning, a new all-time high. Keep making new all-time highs. The 5 minutes incredibly choppy right now. I mean, it makes sense for the morning session, the pre-market session, to have this much chop. Just looks choppy. I mean, just looking at the price action, it just looks very choppy to me. Very, very choppy. With that being said, I mean, trading range at this point, we're still in this trading range. We are bouncing above the 240 SMA. And I mean, if we come back to the bottom trading range, maybe we'll have opportunity, but we shall see. Good morning, pandas. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Phil W, good morning, good morning. Is today the day for 20K? That actually rhymes. I do not know. I mean, how far am I? I was able to recover a little bit yesterday. I had like a on stream like around $500 loss, but was able to recover a little bit, but not much. I'm about 270, almost 300. I would need a 2-point scalp in order to be able to get over 20K today. I don't know if it'll happen today. I'm not sure if we can get 2-point scalp. I can get 2 1-point scalps, maybe. Or I can get a 1-point scalp and a nice runner, and that will get me above, like with a 4-point runner, that will get me above 20K here. But it's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell. Yesterday I got way too eager. I got super eager and entered a trade that I just, I think most of you guys saw what happened yesterday. But let's not that happen today. Let's not worry about the 20K. Let's just focus. Stick to the plan. See, whenever you don't stick to the plan, that's what happens. I mean, this is very choppy right now. Good morning, guys. Good morning. SW Blaze, good morning from Chicago. Bill Jesso, good morning. Terrence from Hawaii, good morning. Aloha. I'm pretty sure Terrence knows this, but yeah, I lived in Hawaii for a couple months on the Big Island. Jason, our trusty mod, has joined us. By the way, Jason may not be as consistent as he has been. I mean, he has a life as well, so he has some things in his life that he's doing. So, but when he can join, I do appreciate it. So, welcome, Jason. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. You guys can rewind. I went over yesterday's kind of setups. Just did a daily chart review yesterday for yesterday's chart. And that's really just to get ready for today's trading. And so we are getting ready for today's trading, and to do that helps to look at yesterday's trading. So doing that helps set up for today. But I mean, looking at the price action right now, it looks pretty choppy. I don't see any strong movements either way. When we look at the daily here, I mean, the daily just created this higher low setup. You know, once you broke above here, just keep going upwards and essentially creating a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and I mean, these two-legged pullbacks on the daily charts, when it triggers, the second entry triggers, typically will create a nice 10-point swing. You know, we'll get a couple of them. Got a 10-point swing here. You know, this is 10-point swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is actually set up differently. Let me see here. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, so we missed a 10-point swing here on this second entry, but we got it here. You know, the funny thing is, pandas, this, man, you know what? I wish I was trading around this time. I should have gone, you know, if you went long here, just right at the break here, I bet you just be able to hold the swing. But if you have realized on the daily chart how rare this green one is, man, I think you know, this would have been a pretty nice trade. The reason I'm saying that is because this green one means it's a second entry, long, on a strong uptrend on the daily chart. So we two-legged pullback, and then finally break of a previous candle's high, which is right here. Right there. And this, since then, has just been going upwards, rocketing upwards. And it's kind of a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA. I actually missed the 20 EMA by a couple points here, maybe 2 or 3 points. But on a daily chart, that's really nothing. The only thing that would stop me from doing this is because we're so choppy. It's kind of, you basically have to kind of gamble here, thinking it's gonna come, but most likely it will go up. It's the first two-legged pullback in a very, very long time on the daily chart. And this is why the two-legged pullback indicator is so good, because you can quickly see where the second entry longs are. As you can see, there's a dark green one here, but ever since then, everything has been either a light green or gray one. The last time a two-legged pullback had formed on the daily chart is right here. And that is in May 3 months ago, on May 20th, was the last time we had a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA on the daily chart. And the funny thing is, you know, even here, right, you have a nice two-legged pullback off the daily, huge swing up. And you know, if you went long here after this two-legged pullback on the daily, you essentially would just, yeah, you probably made $1 million, something like that. But what I'm saying here is essentially, when you saw this huge drop down like this on a strong uptrend, if you just had waited for a two-legged pullback, A, B, C on the daily with this ridiculous signal bar here, then notice you're not only for a scalp, but you're in for a swing. Huge swing. In fact, super swing, because there is no overlap from this high to this low. And this is the daily chart. So I know most of you guys don't trade the daily chart, you know, you don't try to scalp the daily, but what I'm saying here is even on the daily chart, because we're talking about price action, the two-legged pullback on the daily chart shows here, this was like 3 months ago, that if you were able to enter above this high here, same plan, enter a high, and then have, of course, you have to have your risk way down here, but because of that, you're actually you've been able to capture all of this movement if you went long there. And yeah, with that being said, we haven't had a two-legged pullback since May, and then we had another one here, and now we're pushing back up again. So that is the power of the two-legged pullback on the daily, and that's what we're getting here. So pandas, what's gonna happen today is the question. What are we gonna do today? Hey, make sure you guys fill out the poll. Let me know what kind of day you think today might be. Rohan, welcome back from Jamaica. I mean, I'm gonna respect the trading range indicator right here. I'm gonna respect this for now. I mean, just look at the price action as well. It's so choppy, and the choppiness typically leads to trading ranges. So what we're getting here is a trading range. Until we have a clear breakout, it's hard to say which way we're gonna go. Again, most likely we're gonna keep going up. You know, that's typically what it is. Typically what happens. We just continue the original trend, but we shall see here. Nathan Dotan. Hey, I don't think I've seen your name. Welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. I'm not sure when you became a member. Did you just become a member? Sorry, I didn't see the notification, but I don't remember seeing your name, Nathan Dotan. Thank you for becoming a panda. Do appreciate the support. Hey, make sure you enjoy your panda emoticons. Priority answering, responding to your questions and comments. Thank you for your support on this stream. It helps provide for my morning coffee. Phil W says possible two-legged pullback here. It is true. It is a higher low two-legged pullback, A, B, C, and potential two-legged pullback here. It's tricky because it's so choppy. It's very hard to tell, in my opinion, what is going to happen here, but I like the bounces off the 240 SMA. Now let's look at the bull case, right? You have support off the 240 SMA. Another support here, the micro triple bottom, and it's a higher low second entry setup. The things you have against you is that you're near the top of a trading range, and so who knows? In my opinion, this is kind of difficult to trade to try to scalp this, in my opinion. But this is not trading advice. Okay, let's give Nathan Dotan a warm welcome, pandas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These streams are absolutely for free, so hitting that like button, chatting when I ask, you know, just questions, putting some chat engagement onto the stream. These little things help a lot, but you know, the most amazing way you can help is if you become a panda, and you know, if you think it's worth its value, $5 a month. If this stream is worth its value in gold, then that is an option you guys can do and help with my morning coffee, donating to my morning coffee. Pandas, let's find the best setups possible. By the way, hey, for those who are new, I'm Bye Bye Money. Welcome to my stream. I trade only one single instrument, the E-mini futures. I trade only one single setup, a two-legged pullback. It's a setup that looks like this: either 2 pushes down or 2 pushes up, and I like to go on to the reversal here. In the right context, this is a greater than 90% probability to make a point, because the market loves to move in twos, and once it makes a two moves in one way, typically that move is done, and so it likes to go the other way. So in the right context, this is a greater than 90% probability to make 1 point on the E-mini, which is for one contract, $50. And so the idea is here, we try to go into the best setup possible, highest probability possible, and because of that, we're able to scale up our amount of contracts. I started this journey with $5,000, and I started, if you go back to the beginning of my stream, I started this journey with trading one contract. I had one contract, and from one contract until I got to my next 5K, then I started trading 2 contracts, and now the next 5K, I'm at 3 contracts, and so right now I'm at 3 contracts, and so every scalp is $150. Sometimes a little less because we try to get a runner here. We do have a two-legged pullback with a pretty nice signal bar forming here. I'm just unsure if we're at the top of a trading range or not. I mean, I don't want to trade at the top here because obviously the trading range indicator is saying that there's so much price action here that it's marking this level here. We trade pure price action here. The two-legged pullback is a price action setup. It doesn't use any indicators. It just uses simple price action movements. And so the only indicators we have help with price action. So the two-legged pullback indicator, we can see all these numbers above and below the candles. This helps count all the legs. And if you want to know if it's a second entry, if the next reversal will be a second entry, that means all you have to do is look to the right of the chart and you can see the color here. If it's dark green or dark red, that means it's a second entry long or short. And also magenta boxes means they're traps. And so as we see here, there's a dark green diamond with a dark green too, means that this is a second entry long, and it's right off the 20 EMA here. Also, the trading range indicator uses pure price action to identify trading ranges. It actually uses price action to find these trading ranges. It actually calculates, I have on the official website. If you want, more information about either of these indicators or would like to get it yourself, you can go to www.twoleggedpullback.com. But if you go to the tutorial section for the trading range indicator, I go over how it calculates finding these trading ranges. And so if you're wondering how does it find the trading ranges, is something that you're interested in, or you feel like it's a useful tool or not, or want to know if it's useful, you can check out that tutorial, and you can see it's just under configurations. I tell exactly how it identifies these trading ranges. Panda market open is about 3 minutes. Let's get ready. Let's find some two-legged pullbacks. Let's find the best setups possible today. Stick to the plan, guys. And so, I love this community. Welcome to this community. Trading with this community has just, for me, it's been such a blessing. It's just so amazing to have. I mean, really think about it. Trading, like if you're like staring at the chart and this is what you're seeing, like just nothing happening. The community this is when the community really shines, Or if you're like really hesitant entering a trade, you're just like, what should you do? Bouncing off the community is like actually something nice to do. Just get another person's opinion. So, gonna end the poll here. Most of you guys think it's a trading range day today. I think today is going to be a trading range day as well. It's hard to tell, to be honest, but yesterday I thought we were going to have a super strong bull trend, but we had an opening reversal, and that opening reversal basically reversed the entire day until it just came right back up. So it ended up being a trading range day yesterday, actually. So, of course, I can be wrong. One of my favorite setups is about to form here. H4 setup. Thoughts and prayers for those who went long here. Let's see if we get an H4 setup here though. We are on the top of trading range though. I do not like to trade top of trading range. We're expecting a lower low here. Market's about to open in about 20 seconds. And if we're going to trade this, we need a breakout trend, lower low, higher low setup. That's what we're looking for. Thoughts and prayers for who went long here. Top of the trading range. Notice how it marked it perfectly, the trading range indicator. Market just opened. H4 setup here. If we get a lower low here, I might just enter this H4, but we have a matching low here. H4 setup, lower low now. If we get a decent signal bar at the bottom of this trading range, I might be interested. Not close enough to the trading range. Almost hit it. Man, H4 setup. I'm tempted here. I'm tempted. But I'd like it to hit the bottom of the trading range if possible. Notice how it hit the top of the trading range perfectly marked by the trading range indicator. Get rid of this. Let's get down here. Let's get a good signal bar at the bottom of this trading range. Getting choppy right now. Missed it by one tick, the bottom of the trading range. We do have an H4 setup here. It's looking choppy. Not sure how strong this downtrend really is. I mean, if you look to the left of the chart, we're clearly in a trading range still. And we're approaching the bottom of the trading range in a choppy manner. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potential 5 bear bars in a row. Touch the bottom of the trading range. Come on. Okay, bottom of trading range touched. Broke below the bottom trading range. It's dripping at the moment. Breaking up about a point below the trading range. I would like a higher low setup here if possible. If we get a decent signal bar, I might be interested even here to go long. H4 setup, bottom of the trading range. Signal bar is not good enough for me. That signal bar is pretty weak. Unfortunately, a little weak here. I think this could easily make a point though. Easily make a point. But I'm sticking to the plan. Trade the candle is not good enough for me. Good thing because I'll be sweating bullets right now. I'll be sweating right now if I went long there. Stick to the plan. We might get a small H5 here. Typically the H5 fails to make a point. It's a very good setup. Sometimes the H4 triggers these H5s, and the H5, if it's a big drop, then obviously it might just be a straight up reversal. But if it's like a quick drop and fails to make a point, then it's a pretty good setup to still go long. You want to break below here and fail to make a point. Bar's a little off here. Shucks. You know what? I thought I reloaded it today. Reloading it now. I don't like doing this on stream because sometimes it messes it up. But reloading my historical. I did it when I started, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it got off again. Thanks for letting me know if it's a little off here. It takes like maybe a minute or two for it to reload. H5 does trigger here, and it's failing to make a point. At some point in time, you're gonna think that this is not bottom of the trading range or bear leg in the trading range. It's gonna be straight up reversal. But notice how this H5 is failing to make a point. At least on my chart right now, this H5 is failing to make a point. I actually like this setup here, but I want my historical to finish loading here before entering a trade. But that's a pretty decent setup if this was an H5. Right? Because the H5 fails to make a point, especially. Triggers upwards. My historical is still loading up, unfortunately. So I'm not entering this trade. But it's a good setup in my opinion. Bottom of the trading range. Failed, basically a failed trap. Good enough to make a point now. Already. Decent setup. That was a perfect scalp. My historical still loading up. Historical still loading up here. Hurry up, come on. Historical still loading up. Goodness, it's taking so long. Maybe higher low setup here. Right, pretty decent bull bar, but notice no follow through. Higher low setup. It's not a second entry higher low setup, but it's a higher low setup regardless. Let's see if we can get a trap trade off the 20 EMA to go long. Actually, don't mind this higher low setup. Just don't like how long this historical is taking to reload here. I don't like that. That's okay. I feel like this is stuck. I feel like the historical already finished. 1 second, let me do something here. Yeah, something funky is going on here. Yeah, that's why I don't like reloading historical during stream. Ah, gosh, something funky is going on, but it's okay. We'll just trade the charts that we have in front of us here. Welcome to the stream, pandas. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Hey, give me some good mornings, good evenings if you're just joining. Jack Beyond asks, why don't you do this full time? Why don't you quit your job and do this full time? I think I've explained that a couple times already, but while we wait for our setup, I can explain it again. Why don't I trade full time? One thing is this. Basically, it is unreliable. Unreliable. For instance, if I had to do this full time, what I would have to do is make enough money to live. Not only that, make enough money to live and also have enough capital to continue to grow my account. My account is nearly not big enough to do that full time. You need to be in a place financially if you want to trade full time. First off, before anything, to be consistent enough, profitable enough to do this. I mean, if you have a 9 to 5, you know, there is risk there, obviously, you know, you can get fired, but typically 9 to 5s are very stable. I would really only consider going full time if I made more money trading, like substantially more money trading than I did at my full time. You know, full time, I'm in the software engineering field, and so the salaries for the software engineering at my level is very, even for full-time trading, I think it'll take me a while to make more money doing this than working. Not really considering anything here until we break this trend line here, pandas. And when I mean substantially more, I mean like I have to make double, I think, to be in a place where I feel confident enough to trade full time, provide for my family, and not only that, have enough money to, you know, pay the bills, have enough money to make enough profit to continue to grow my capital, have enough money to be able to, you know, have some fun, right? So you have to splurge a little bit every once in a while. So trading full time is so far away from me. I just can't, I won't be able to consider it. The only way I would really consider maybe trading full time, quote unquote, is if I get enough YouTube ad revenue. If I could, you know, because to me that's a little more consistent actually, which is surprising, right? If you think about it, it's a little more stable or consistent. Good morning, guys. Hey, thanks for saying good morning, guys. I know I asked you guys to do that, so do appreciate it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Yeah, Thomas Wade, he is a full-time day trader, seems like, but in my opinion, man, that's it's crazy. It's crazy for me. But you know, maybe if I didn't have like a stable job, then I would maybe really consider it be like a more viable option. But for me, because I have a pretty stable job, we're still loading this historical data, by the way. So my chart looks different than yours. Sorry, pandas. Oh gosh, I don't know what's wrong. That reloading the historical data is just a little wonky here. But yeah, I explained a little bit earlier, pandas, but I might leave a little early today around 10:15. They're in stock near me at the liquor store. They have Blanton's, but the liquor store opens at 11 a.m. And typically you have to go about 30 minutes early to get in line. So I might end this stream a little early so I can get in line to get some Blanton's. And if you guys know what Blanton's is, I had Blanton's the first time, you know, a few months ago, and it was the best bourbon I've ever had in my life. And it's about a $60 bourbon, but it tastes like it should be $150. That it was so good. Nathan Datan, the reason why I can't restart NT, I would just restart it, but the reason I can't restart is because all my screen captures would be broken. Maybe I can restart it. You know what? I can restart it. Let me see. All right, 1 second. Let me see if I can restart this. Be right back. All right, pandas, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know. I restarted it and it still doesn't really do anything. It still looks the same to me. We do have a higher low setup here, pandas. Terrible signal bar. Higher low setup. Some choppiness here. Basically creating a small trading range here. Could be double top. What did I have? I had my trend line here like this. Little difficult to go long here. I gotta respect this trend line. Signal bar is actually not that bad now. Yeah, so Nathan Dutton asks, is that 5 minute, was that 5 minute a second entry? It was right there. Yeah, but look at the 5 minute. This looks pretty bearish right now, being below the 20 EMA. Wow. The trading range indicator adjusted itself to the bottom here, showing the choppiness. I don't know, this is confusing. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's getting way too choppy right now. Kind of hard to make a trade here. I almost want to go long because I feel like we're at the bottom of the trading range. And we have a higher low setup here. H-Cow, member for 4 months. Thank you for continuing your subscription. I know I've been taking a couple breaks here and there, but it's not because I want to. It's because I had to. If I had any choice, I would just stream every day. Do appreciate the resubscribing. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm curious what happens after 1 year. Like, you know, where this will be after 1 year. Hopefully I have some changes, some UI changes and whatnot. Richard Harris making some money, making some scalps. Richard Harris not really following the two-legged pullback, but he is making some scalps here, which is good. Very interesting. Too choppy to make a trade off this. Even if this makes a trap here, it's very choppy and it's under the 20 EMA, clearly. Keeps trying to break above it, but keeps failing to break above the 20 EMA. We have an inside bar here. I would have potentially maybe go long here if we actually broke below here and came back up to make a failed Pikachu. And I might have considered going long there with a pretty decent signal bar, but I mean right now this is a downtrend. This is so choppy, it's hard to tell. It's too choppy, but this is a two-legged pullback, but it's like in really choppy waters and plus bottom of the trading range. Below the 20 EMA though, and from a downtrend, so you do have those things going for you, but in my opinion, too choppy right here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. One of them is a doji. Very difficult to make a trade off that. In fact, even though it does trigger the second entry short, it's still hesitant. Very hesitant here. I almost want to take this trap here. Pandas, I almost want to take this trap to go long here. Because we're in the bottom of the trading range and we're making a trap now to go long. I try to reload the historical on the 10K, and it's kind of stalled out here. Yeah, definitely stalled out here on the 10K chart. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. But on the 5-minute chart, notice how we have a strong push down. Most likely another push down, unless this is a final flag, as Al Brooks would call it. Final flag, exhaustion, then reversal, but a little too early in the trend to make me think this is a final flag. It's hard to tell. The 5-minute feels like it's gonna keep going down. The 2K has a long setup right now for a trap to go upwards at the bottom of the training range. I have a lot of conflicting information here. We still have room to the bottom of the training range on the 10K chart. I'm gonna listen to the 10K chart and think we're gonna hit the bottom of this trading range. I'm gonna stay away from any longs right now. But I'm not gonna go short either just because it's so choppy. Very hard to tell what's gonna happen here, pandas. Look at how many failed breakouts there have been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 failed breakouts to break above the 20 MA. Yeah. The 5-minute told me it's going to keep going down. So, and also the 10K chart is still room to the bottom of the trading range here. I wouldn't be surprised if it does like a perfect hit off the bottom of the trading range and reverses. That's a strong bear bar though. Strong bear bar, increasing the chances that we're gonna keep going down. But the 5-minute, right, because of the strong push down, made me think we're gonna have another push down, and we do have this next push down here. It's a decent setup, but it's just the bottom of the training range on the 2K chart, and it's just like too hard for me to go short right into the bottom of the training range. It's just I won't do it. So sorry, pandas. I'm saying sorry because we have no trades yet. Ryan Shatner says moving over to NQ because that's where some actual movement is happening. For me to go long here, what would it take for me to go long here at this point? Probably a trap to the upside. That probably is the thing that will most convince me to go long. But, you know, because if I want to go long on this downtrend, I would need some very convincing evidence. And a trap to the upside is probably the most convincing thing that can happen. Ryan Shatner's got 10 points on NQ. Let's go, baby. Maybe I should have gone long after seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failed breakouts of the 20 EMA, but still it's right into the bottom training range on the 2K chart. A little too hard for me. You know, this double bottom could act as support, which it did for a while, until finally breaks down. Yep. Yeah, like going long here, even though it's a higher low setup, too risky. The trend line had to break first. And this trend line, there are times where this does reverse off right here, but there are times where it doesn't. This is one of the times it doesn't do it. So this is why we don't do it. Right? There are times where we see the higher low setup, but we don't see the actual break of trend yet. And the higher low setup might happen, but there's just not enough room, right? Maybe it was like a little lower here. There's enough room to the 20 MA, maybe also to the trend line, but it was on the trend line, also off the 20 MA, so it's just too much resistance right there. I need some evidence before going long here. 10K chart hits the bottom of the trading range. If this 10K gives me a two-legged pullback, I'll be very interested in going long here. I like trading 10K in these choppy type days. Typically produce less traps. Typically. It could just be a simple two-legged move. The 5-minute, pretty nice bar. Let's see if it made the measure move here. No measure move made. Could be the measure move from here. Slight pullback. That measure move has already been broken, so no longer valid. This measure move could, but who knows? It's a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart is clearly under the 20 EMA. Decent signal bar on the 10K chart forming here. Break of trend here. Retest, right? New low, potential long trade here. I don't want this bar to be too big because that means too much risk for me. But seeing how choppy we are, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back up here. But this is a two-legged pullback off the bottom of the trading range on the 10K chart. Maybe interested here. Still 2,000 more ticks though. That means we need one more candle to finish on the 2K chart. I would like a nice setup, nice trap setup to go long. Fail second entry short. Right, I would like to see this happen. That's the setup I want. I would like that setup, but it's a hard setup to come by. A lot of price action needs to happen before that setup happens. Yeah, Russell H. I agree. I think I'm the only one who does this live. Price action. I'm trying to read bar by bar. Still in this downtrend though. Man, I don't like this bar because it's overlapping this bar on the left. 10K chart. I almost in a sense want it to be lower down. Like I would like it to actually have a better temp fail breakdown here. You know, now it's creating a pretty ugly looking signal bar here for me. Let's see if we can get a nice setup here, a trap setup here on the 2K chart. Cannot break above the 20 EMA. Notice that, pandas. Still being a downtrend. Sorry if I'm switching over so many charts because in the choppiness like that, I need to look at other charts to get a better idea. That's how the 5-minute looks like. Strong push down. Another strong push down, but no follow through on that second push down. Nathan Daton. Yep, this is a second entry. He adds this as a second entry. You can see here. A, B, C. Right? Two-legged pullback. And this dark green diamond means that if it goes above here, it's a second entry long. Nathan Daton, hope that answers your question. Do I want to just go in this higher low setup? Or should I wait for the trap, pandas? Hey, give me a 1 in the chat if I should take this higher low setup. Or if I should wait for the trap. Give me a 2 if I should wait for the trap. If this higher low setup triggers, give me a 1 if I should take it. Give me a 2 in the chat if I should wait for the trap. Give me a 3 if I am trying to counter trend, obviously. Seems like. Yeah, trust me, I was bummed too. It's so sad. I honestly love this community and just streaming. Just honestly, like after like just 1 hour in the day, like my day's done. Like I'm like already content in my day. I already had a good day once I stream, because you guys are so great. You guys want me to wait for the trap, most of you guys. I mean, that's obviously the safe answer here. A couple of you guys want me to go, balls out and just take this higher low setup. Counter trend, high risk. It is so. I do not like how we have not broken above the 20 EMA yet. Right, no close above the 20 EMA. But who knows? The setup might not even happen. It looks like it's not going to even happen. So just anticipating a trade here. We have no setup here. We have no short. We have no long. We're going to make a lower low here. Double bottom. Lower low. Now triggers. We lost our higher low second entry. Not interested in this second entry. Strong bear bar. We had slight pullback, but look at it. It's a 1 bar pullback, and we made a new low again. This is pretty strong downtrend, pandas. Yep. So I like it now how we're actually breaking below the bottom trend range a little bit better. I want a better signal. I want a good signal bar here, and a good signal bar might just go long here, to be honest. The 10K chart just, but you cannot obviously trade here, go long on this signal bar. Too strong of a bear bar. We need another entire 10K bar to complete, and we got to see if that's a good signal bar, and then we can trade. Yeah, so Phil W says looking for shorts. That's actually the smart thing to do right now, looking for short trades. But I have not forgotten, we are the bottom trading range on 10K chart. And so you have to have some reservations here for possible reversal. Micro double bottom. Decent signal bar, but downtrend. This would be a pure counter trend trade here. If you're really looking for short opportunities, you can look for the trap to go short right here. For those who think this is a super strong downtrend. I'm gonna respect the bottom of the 10K trading range. I'm gonna respect this, thinking we might come back to the top of the trading range here. Oh man, that signal bar, oof. It's a big signal bar, big risk, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, more than 4 points, about 5-point risk. So this is a trap here that you can take for those who are trying to just find any short entry. You can take this trap here, right? Because this second entry, A, B, C, right? New high, A, B, C, 2 pushes down, fails to make a point, reversing here. That is a bona fide 2-legged pullback, fail second entry long. But not one I'm interested in. Maybe 2-legged pullback back to the 20 EMA would be nice. The main reason being is because we are hitting the bottom of the trading range on the 10K chart. but now we're in the wick here of the 10K candle. Give me some reservations. Typically also traps. The thing about traps is if it's a trap, it's a good trap. You will scalp out probably in a matter of seconds, typically. Now it doesn't always happen. It doesn't mean it's completely wrong trap if it doesn't, and if it fills you later. But the idea of traps typically are very strong price action patterns that are entries really that typically finish in a couple seconds because of the nature of it. Richard Harris making another scalp. I'm guessing he's going with limit orders because he's definitely not following two-legged pullbacks here. So even though Richard Harris is making, it seems like he's making some good scalps here. If it's not a, let's say, transferable strategy, as in I can teach someone this strategy. I mean, I don't know what strategy he's using. It seems like he's more of an intuitive trader here. I could be completely wrong, and you can explain and be more accurate. But here we're trying to focus on the two-legged pullbacks, and so it's hard to, it's a transferable strategy, as in I can teach someone it in a technical way where both of us can see the same thing if we were independently looking at a chart. And so that's why I find this strategy to be so appealing, because of how easy it is to find two-legged pullbacks. But yeah, let's see here. I got 7 pushes down here. I mean, this trap might give you the point, but in my opinion, if I was in this trap, I would be very disappointed already. We have a two-legged pullback forming here, potentially. A, B, C, and maybe you want to go short if you're still looking to go short here. I'm still looking at the bottom of this trading range on the 10K chart. I'm respecting it here. Typically though, when it looks like this, when it has a hard time breaking above 20 MA, it does mean typically pretty strong downtrend. So for those who took this trap, you're about 1 tick away to being filled for a perfect scalp. You'll know it's a perfect scalp once this turns yellow. You'll have a gold box around it. Still not there. But those who went long here are sweating way more than those who went short on this trap. I'll say that right now. Inside bar, breaking below the inside bar. One, two, 3 bear bars in a row. Perfect scalp made, as you can see. Gold box now around the number. That means exactly 5 ticks from the entry to here. Made a new low here. But struggled to make that new low. I'm trying to see what's happening here. It's kind of like a staircase pattern coming downwards. Right, you have the lows here. Breaks down, comes back up to test kind of like the lows, breaks it a little bit. Right, low here, comes down, comes back up, breaks the low, comes back up into the low a little bit, comes back down. So traders are thinking now, every time we make a new low, right, breaking below this low, they're either willing to go short. You can even go long here, right? I can even go long thinking that at the bottom here, thinking that it'll come back to retest it again, as has been done two times already. Yeah, Richard Harris basically just doing some pullbacks and intuitive trading, which is like hard to transfer, which is great for him. personally, you know, if you can make money, please continue to make tons of money. But in terms of, you know, teaching and things like that, not so beneficial in my opinion. And give me a good signal bar here on the 10K chart. Now we'll go long. Give me that. Looking to go long here on a 10K chart. 5-minute chart. Terrible signal bar. 3 more minutes on this candle. Oh, pandas, look at this. That measure move I made. Missed it by 1 tick, it looks like. Missed it by 1 tick. That measure move on the 5-minute chart. I measured this from here to here. From here to here. Missed it by 1 tick. Looking for 1 point here. Don't make the move. Don't make the move early, please. Give me a chance. You say I still have a chance. Signal bar is not as good as I want it to be, but I like where it's at. It's a 2-legged pullback, bottom trading range. 2-legged pullback trap essentially. A, B, C. The 5-minute makes it look like the internal structure of this is not good. But I'm looking at the trading range indicator. I'm the bottom of it. Decent signal bar. The risk is just good enough for me. Let's see if we can make a point here. In this trade, I keep my 4-point risk here. I kind of want to make 2 points off this trade if I can. Now let's keep it 1 point runner. Touched, tickled my target, tickled it. Has not filled me yet. Gave me a perfect scalp so far. Come on, come on. Come to Papa. Simple 2-legged pullback, bottom trading range. Keeps touching it, keeps touching it. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's get a runner. Can we get a runner here? Runner top of the trading range, that's what I'm looking for. Doubt I'll get it though. Almost want to just scalp that out. I'm just gonna scalp this out completely, this entire position here. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy. Let's go, baby. Delicious. Simple 2-legged pullback, all the bottom of the trading range. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Stick to the plan, pandas. We were patient for that. We were patient for that signal bar. We're patient for that scalp here. Let's go, baby. Breaking above now. But pandas, man, what a way to end the stream. Hey man, next stream tomorrow. It might be the day, pandas. It might just be the day I break 20K. Who knows? Who knows? But hey pandas, let's go, baby. That being said, what a way to end the stream. I'm gonna have to go here. I got some plans. Pandas, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please, just know that I'm gonna be a little more consistent now. Because things at my full time have slowed down a bit. And so I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to start trying to do some daily chart reviews at 9 o'clock. because I know I usually just have the just like the starting soon screen, but I'm gonna actually start doing a little chart reviews in the beginning, just so we get a feel of the pre-market. And so hopefully you guys can join us. Maybe I'm thinking doing the pre-market or the chart review pre-market analysis to have maybe members only. Well, give the members a little benefit here. And so yeah, but for now I'll just keep it for everyone. But hey, pandas, trade safe. Glad that you can join us. Remember, if you guys are interested in the indicator here, you can go to the official website www.twoleggedpullback.com. There's a free trial there. You can check it out for both or for the two-legged pullback indicator. Thank you for joining the stream. Hey, we're back, baby. We're back and we're ready to roll. So guys, I hope that yeah, you guys have a good day. Trade safe, and as always, happy trading. God bless. Yeah, if we hit that 20K, we get that 20K whiskey. The whiskey I'm gonna buy today. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I'll see you guys tomorrow.